Today I'm bringing to you The Vanishing by Astrid Scholte, and I have to say that her first book, For Dead Queens, was automatically one of my favorite reads of the year. So when I knew that she was writing a new book, The Vanishing Deep, and it was going out to be published in March, I knew that I had to have it, and man, I'm glad that I bought it. She's an amazing author. I mean, after her first book, she jumped onto the list of my go-to authors. So authors I have to buy like everything, and the idea of this book pulled me in like crazy. It goes about there's this society that lives on water. I think it's constructed over our world because there was in the past something called the Great Waves, and it was water obviously destroying the old world, and it was as I say, destroyed. And there's this new society that lives on water, above water, and they see the ruins of the old world underwater. So the world that she created here, it's amazing. The society, all of its workings. I mean, I love it. And there's this idea that there's this place that they can resuscitate someone who's dead for 24 hours. So they're selling this as a way of saying all those things that you couldn't say before the other person died. It's like some sort of closure. You can resuscitate this person, and you can put everything to right if it's something like that, and then this person dies again. So it's a very strong premise, and before reading the book I was thinking about balance and if it's worth it or not. I was thinking, if I had the chance to bring back my father to life one day, will I do it? I mean, yeah, of course I would love to see him again and talk to him again and smell him, and I know it sounds weird, but I mean, like, this familiar scent of being home or being with someone, you know what I mean. And then I began thinking, but then I have to say goodbye again, and the first time nearly destroyed me. So I was thinking, will be it cool to have this borrowed time? Will it help set things right? Or will we begin again thinking, oh, I didn't say that, oh, I didn't bring closure because I wanted to say that, do that. You know what I mean? But then the book came out, and we follow these two sisters. We have one called Tempe. She's the one that survived. 5 years ago, she lost her parents, and then she and her sister tried to make a living. And suddenly, 2 years ago, her sister drowned, and she has been saving since then to resuscitate her. And you think, oh, how nice. She wants to say, I don't know, I love you, whatever, to her sister. But the thing is, it's not that. There is that twisted deep secret between them, and Tempest wants to resuscitate her sister Ellie just to ask her about that secret. So that's the premise, and I'm not going to say much more because Astrid's books have this thriller quality, and I don't want to reveal too much. And we are going to have the book narrated by two point of views, and one of them is Tempest, and there is Lord. Lord is like a warden. When you resuscitate someone, this company uses the warden figure. It's like the supervisor that checks that everything is going according to plan. Lord actually isn't a warden, but his friend Rai is. But Rai asks him to cover for him because he has to do something. So that's how he gets thrown into the middle of the situation, because the girls want to run away, and well, there's lots of things going on in this book. One of the things that I love a lot is that you have like this, as I said, the girls want to run away. I'm not going to say why, you have to read for knowing that, to know that. And this book, I don't know if it was made on purpose or not, but it makes you see things from different perspectives. I personally was rooting for the girls to get what they want, but you see the consequences of their actions have on the boys. So if they got what they want, the boys are going to lose something: the jobs, their places, their family security. So it's like you see that sometimes, even though some people are doing something and they deserve to have this chance and they're completely innocent, their actions can reflect on other people who are also deserving of having the chance and also innocent. And it made me think a lot about consequences and actions and all of those things, and the fact that sometimes we all deserve things, and the consequences of all of that. And for me, it was amazing seeing the guys going after the girls and thinking we have to stop them because of all the reasons, and all the reasons are valid. So yeah, different perspectives. It was very shocking and very neat to have this in this book. Also, I have to say, will we have this thriller feeling because it intensifies at the beginning of every chapter because we have like this countdown. You see, we have here the name of the character that's going to narrate, and we have this countdown. And for me, I just couldn't put the book down. I just read it in one day because I needed to know more about what was going to happen with the sisters, what they were searching for, the things they were searching, and what will happen. Will they find what they weren't after? They wouldn't, I don't know. And I need to know what will happen with Laura and Rai. Will they get their pardon or will they wouldn't? And I also needed to know more about this amazing world that Astrid has created, because she creates worlds that are amazing. And I think personally I like dystopic books, and the fact that this one has one feet firmly planted in our wall, in the fact that maybe we are going to be, overcome by water with all this climatic change and everything, and having this new world that has come from the ruins of the old one, it made all of this very real, and the imagination she had in creating this new world, and the fact that people are used to stay over water, and then when they go out of the sea, they don't know exactly how to walk. It was amazing. For me, it was amazing. I mean, there's lots of things in this book that were like, wow, I love it. I have to say that I love how Astrid creates worlds and situations, and it's amazing. I have to say that also this book had something that I wasn't counting on, and I should have. It's This book talks about loss, grief, death, and the accepting of all the process. I mean, for me, this book spoke very powerful to me, and you can see I use a lot of post-its, and I love these different takes on grief that the book has. There are characters that are covering the grief with anger. There are characters that are covering the grief with just not living, but just surviving, because if someone died, I don't deserve to keep on living because I feel guilty. Anger because I was left behind, and pain and sadness. And it's very real because, when you lost someone that's very close to you, you go through all of these stages like negation, you grief or anger, acceptation, and then you have to sort of, they say move on, but I don't know if that's exactly what we do, because it's not move on, it's like, okay, we leave that behind and we keep on. But I didn't move on. I did move on in a way from my father's death, but he came with me. He stays with me in my memory, in the way that I look like him, in the way that he helped shape me be the person that I am, for good and bad. I don't know, I think that you come to accept the fact that this person is not longer physically with you, but you move on with your life, but you bring them with you. I don't know how exactly put it into words. So having this book talking about grief and devastation and loss, death, and how it affects people, the people that's left behind, that have to learn how to live again and how everything works again. For me, it was amazing. It's not a pity party book, okay? It just is. It's life. If you have lost someone, you know what I'm talking about. So this book talks about it, and it's amazing. I did love this book for that. I also did love that there is this character who's handicapped, and he is trying to come to terms with it, but at the beginning of the book, he just wants to be the person that he was before the accident that left him handicapped, and he's trying to find a way to be that person, to fix the thing that's wrong with him, and to be exactly like he was before. And there comes a moment in which he has to accept that he's different now, and that he has to replan his life, and just the person he was can no longer be, and he has to be someone new. And as a person that has chronic illnesses, having this kind of representations on books, for me, it's amazing, because representation and inclusion is important, and having people who I can identify with, obviously, like everyone who wants representation, for me, it's amazing, because I know what it's like to suddenly have your own life right apart from you and be told, you have to change, you have to adapt, you have to be a new person. I mean, it's easily said, but it's not easily done, because you have to come to terms that you are not going to be the person that you were a day ago or a year ago or whatever. So yeah, as I was saying, having these kind of characters in books for me is amazing. We also want to have other kinds of representations about our romantic persons and all those kinds of things. I have to say that I love Astrid's ways of writing. I just couldn't put the book down. I read it in one day because, as I say, there's lots of things that I wanted to know. The fact that he writes books with this kind of thrillery effect that you want to know what's going on, and in this book you want to know what's going on with lots of things. You want to know about lore, and I did it got right. Why? Yeah, because there is a mystery around him, and you want to know what was going to happen with Rai. You want to know what the sisters. I mean, is Ellie going to be able to survive, or is she going to die? And what will happen if she dies or if she lies? Are they going to find what they're searching for? What's going to happen with the world they are living in? I mean, there's lots of things that keeps you glued to the pages, and I just couldn't put it down. So if you like dystopic novels, if you like amazing world buildings, if you like books that touch you in the feelings and makes you think a lot about lots of things, because for me it was not only what it was narrated in the book, but it also made me think, as I say, about Will I Bring Back My Father, for instance. It made me think about all the feelings about grief, death, loss. So you have like what it's writing in the book and what the book brings out in you. So for me, this one was amazing. So as I was saying, if you like dystopic books, if you like books with amazing world building, characters that are so fleshed out and so amazingly real that you feel like they are real, pick this one because it's amazing. So thank you for watching. Bye.